episode, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a great leader.
Molly and I together have 20 years combined service in the U.S. Army, so I think we know a thing or two on how to get it done.
You know, it's shocking because I look so young. So grab your cup of coffee and stay tuned because we're going to share with you 3 quick and simple things to help you become a better leader.
Coffee with MoJo in the morning.
You're here. I'm your host, Molly and Luna.
And I'm Jovan Luna.
And today we're sharing those 3 tips to help you become a great leader.
But before we dive in, we want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe and the like button, and also hit the bell notification so that you can know when we're coming out with great and awesome content, because we're going to be bringing
so you never miss an episode.
Yeah, pretty much. I couldn't have said it better.
I feel like we should cheers it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, let's dive into the meat and potatoes. I don't know why we're having potatoes, but it just sounded delicious. Bullet point number 1, the first thing that you have to do if you're going to be a really great leader is to be able to convey a clear purpose to your team and or your subordinates. You see, your purpose is your mission. I know you were given something on your heart or a vision in your mind, and you're wanting to see it through and bring it into fruition here in this reality. And it's going to take a team of people to do so. And it's going to take a really strong leader to make that team, to excite that team and get them on board with bringing it to its fullest potential. But you, as the leader, no matter what we're talking about here, I think we should touch on exactly what it means to be a leader, because right now I'm thinking of my time in service as a leader in the U.S. Army, but I'm also a leader in my family, I'm a leader in my business, I'm a leader in my community. So whatever capacity or role that you're playing, if you're trying to get your kids on board on, eating their vegetables and going to bed on time or getting them excited about school, you have to be able to very clearly convey your purpose.
And leaders are pretty much salesmen, just to piggyback off what you said, because you're always having to sell your vision to your subordinate on what you need them to do, be, or become, or whatnot. Like you're trying to convince your kid to go to bed, eat their vegetables. You got to be a bit of a salesman. Now, purpose is awesome, and purpose is not to get mixed up with motivation, because you might think to yourself, purpose is like we got to give them a reason why. No,
not
purpose
yet.
is the mission statement, is the reason for being. We were talking about this earlier, and law enforcement, the purpose is to protect and serve. So anybody in law enforcement knows that anything that they're doing on a day-to-day basis as a part of their job is going to be for the purpose of protecting and serving. In the military, it's to protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. So there's discipline that comes along with that. There's different tasks that come along with that. So that mission statement is what the purpose really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so clearly defining your mission statement and being able to properly convey it to your teammates, to your family, to your community, and or to your subordinates. Okay?
Absolutely. So if you don't mind, let's jump into the second bullet, and that's motivation. This one's fun. Why are we doing this?
It's Ahana's favorite word. Why?
Your subordinates deserve to know why you're having them do what you're having them do. They deserve to know why this particular task fits in with the purpose. They need to understand that. Sometimes in the military, soldiers would ask why, and sometimes you couldn't give them the answer because, it obviously would mess up what they were trying to do, or maybe you just didn't know the answer, but you knew that it was important because your subordinates told you to get it done. So, there's a trust factor.
Your subordinates told you to get it done?
Your superiors, thank you. Your superiors told you to tell your subordinates to get it done. So there's a trust factor. Because again, it goes back to that purpose. It's like, they told me to do this. They didn't really tell me why to do this, but I know that my purpose is to protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. This must have something to do with that purpose.
So I hear what you're saying. You're saying that as a leader, we need to give the subordinates a why they're doing it. But I also want to challenge that thought and suggest that what makes a really great leader is also really understanding the employees, the family members, that subordinate, those people that are working next to you, and I'm just going to say below you, understanding their why. Why are they there? Why did they take on this role? Why did they choose to be a part of this? And it's really going to set you apart from other authority figures amongst the ranks.
Now, the third and final point would be giving your subordinates or your teammates clear and concise direction.
There's nothing worse than having a leader who's like, do this thing, but then can't really tell you how to do it.
Or when to do it.
Right.
Or, where if he or she is giving you multiple things to do, where this new task falls on the priorities list.
I remember when I was deployed and we're in a foreign country, there's so many tasks. Even my leadership at that time didn't necessarily know all of the intricate things that needed to take place. However, there was one specific thing where when it came time for my quarterly review session, I guess to say, they said, oh, well, you failed at this thing. And I said, well, I didn't even know that was a part of my job task. Like, how could I fail at it? That assignment was never given to me. So don't do that. Don't be a shitty leader and not give clear direction.
I'm going to film school, and after being a leader for 12 years and then sitting in a classroom, I expect from my military training that all teachers are innately good leaders, because in the military, like, you don't teach unless you're a leader. Like, it's just the way it is.
Authority does not equal leadership.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there.
So that was a culture shock to me when I'm sitting in class and I have teachers who are incredibly knowledgeable on their craft and what they're teaching in that particular class, but have no command and control of their classroom or their subordinates. And the kids are talking. I call them kids, but the adults are talking. The young adults are talking. They're on their phones.
You're such an old man.
I know, right? Off topic. I feel like what was that movie, Billy Madison, where you had to go back to school
with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the kindergarten portion of school, just sitting there in film school with all these young 20-something-year-olds, and I'm just sitting there like, so what a place. But I learned very quickly that just because you have a command over your knowledge and a command over your skill does not necessarily mean you have command over your leadership. Leadership is something that has to be taught. It has to be developed, just like specialization in your said career or field.
And that's the great news, is that if you're not a great leader right now, there's still hope for you. You can become a really great leader. And just to reiterate what I interjected with a second ago, like, having a role of authority does not equal you being a leader. If you are trying to create a really love-centered family who gets together for holidays, or you're trying to build this next mega corporation, whatever it is you're trying to do, or you're trying to get people to care more about the ocean and stop using straws, like whatever your purpose is, whatever is motivating you, whatever direction you're trying to give them, like, you can and will continue, hopefully, to strive to become an even better leader, so that you can have those results that you are seeking.
So let's recap. Leadership is the ability to influence another by providing purpose, direction, and motivation.
Yes, so we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments below, in what way do you maybe need to improve in your own leadership?
And remember, the best conversations happen over at mindfulmamastv.com. So why don't you go ahead, head on over there, subscribe to our email list, become a MoJo Insider, where we're going to give you exclusive content seen nowhere but on the email list.
And if you're really ready to step up and become a leader in your life, then do consider joining us inside of the Legacy Leaders Academy. We'll add a link in the show notes below. And then until next time, thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Meet us right back here at Coffee with MoJo, and go out there, master your mind, and live your legacy. Come follow me. I'm trying to think of a leadership song, but I don't know one.
Just use the army song. Bum, bum, dum, 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 dum. That's the thing from the commercials. Dum, 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 dum.